about my wiener?
I will ask you about your wiener. So, how's it going? Does it hang one way or the other? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. That's gross. I don't know what I'd do if I'm like, going about my business and somebody just came up to me and started to ask me about my wiener. Be like, I don't feel comfortable talking about this. Okay, sir? Reverend, go back home. Okay? Anyway, I don't know why it has to be a reverend. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just offended somebody. I offended probably a whole big chunk of people. And I apologize. Kind of. Honestly, I'm gonna move on. Not gonna lose a lot of sleep over that one. But anyway, hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening. And remember, today's show is presented to you by High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge, as well as Bet Online. In fact, Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. Wrap your brain around that one. Bet Online has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. And if you think you know your stuff, get in on the Bet Online's $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every single week for your chance at a weekly prize, as well as share in on the $200,000. Now, when the games are all over, head on over to their online casino, get in on the game of blackjack or poker, or even unwind with one of their over 150 slot games. Go to betonline.ag right now and get in on the action. It's Bet Online. The game starts here. And before we start into the headlines, I gotta say this. This is so cool. This is so cool. My kids are super excited about school right now. But it also worries me because some dickhead's gonna come along and say something negative about school. So I'm asking a question. If somebody comes up to my kids and starts, saying, "Oh, I hated school. I hate school. Bleh, 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 learning bad." Bleh." If somebody comes up to my kids and says that and just puts negative vibes into my kid's head about school, is it okay if I punch them in the throat? How about kick them in the dick? Are either of those acceptable? If I do it, then run away and I don't, get the police called on me, is that fine? It's kind of like if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's around to see it, does it make a sound? I feel like that's the same thing. Please catch up with you. So why'd you kick him in the dick, then throat punch him? Well, he said he didn't think school was cool. So I kicked him in the dick, then, punched him in the throat. Justified. Don't do that, people. Don't do either of those scenarios. Don't be going around putting negative thoughts in kids' heads about school. Let them learn. Let them enjoy learning. And also, if somebody does it, don't assault them, please. God, that's all we need is people going, I thought it was okay. He said school's for dummies, so I kicked him in the nards. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But what you should do is sit back and relax, because here we go. Let's jump into the headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
This is a fear as a parent. And if you don't have kids, be ready, because if you end up having kids, this will be running through your mind every time you go to a place that has breakable things. A 5-year-old accidentally broke an ancient urn dating to the late Bronze Age at a museum in Israel. So it's dated between 1130 and 1500 BC. It's old, okay, is what I'm getting at. The 3,500-year-old-ish artifact broke into several pieces, but the museum at the University of Haifa, I think I'm saying that right, I apologize if I'm not, isn't angry, allegedly. Instead, they said the boy has been invited to return for a tour. And experts say it's going to be repaired. I think that's a trap, okay? My God, oh yeah, come on back. Come on back. It's fine. We'll give you a tour. Get him. Get him, boys. He's in here. Arrest him. You little shit, you got to glue it back together. We ain't using Elmer's, okay? We're using Gorilla Glue. So be careful. Be mindful of your fingers. Oh my gosh, that freaks me out. It still freaks me out. And my kids are 9 and 11. And when they go into places, I'm like, oh, God, careful, careful. That's why we don't really go into places that are, filled with breakable shit. Pillow stores are great. Like, there's a pillows. I guess there probably is a pillow store. Yeah, furniture places. That's usually a fine, not as stressful until they start jumping on shit. Like, this is comfortable. Quick. Essentially cannonball on a couch. Like, that there's wood in there, right? And it's just gonna snap. So that could have gone very poorly. All joking aside, good for the museum realizing that most of the time when they get these artifacts, they're usually broken anyway. That's their justification, I guess, for this, but that's what the museum gets for not having these things behind the glass. I get that they want it to be out there, but at least the museum is looking at it as, okay, stuff happens. Most of the time, these are broken anyway. It's not the end of the world. It's a 5-year-old. What would their reaction be the same if I did that or you did that? You go in there, you're an adult, and you go in there and be like, oh, this is fun. This is cute. Oh, it's so smooth. And then crash, breaks. Be like, no, fuck you. You're going to jail. I don't think the reaction would be the same if it was a grown-ass person or even anybody that's over the age of, say, 12. I don't think they'd have the same reaction. Don't you think? They'd be like, I don't know. You know better. You know better. And your ass is going to have to pay for the repairs. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, okay? That 5-year-old and his parents, keep your head on a fucking swivel, okay? You're in a vicious cockfight when you go in there. You don't know what's around every corner. Oh, you're going to glue it back together? Here's a tour? Bullshit. Bullshit. Don't be settled until you get home. I didn't put this into the mailbag because I found it just after this guy sent it to me. Like, it was part of my routine, but I gotta give credit to JR Slick for initially sending it to me, but I ended up finding it anyway, and it's really a fascinating story. One that you can tell your kids about, okay? And when you're in the meeting at work, you go, hey guys, I have a fascinating story I want to tell everybody. More than 45 people have been injured in a dolphin attack in the Wasaka Bay, about 200 miles west of Tokyo, since the year 2022. Wow, that's crazy. It's weird. Okay, and this is why this is good conversation for the workplace. After examining photos and videos of these attacks, one maritime expert told the New York Times the same male Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphin could be the culprit behind the terror. What's the terror? Well, the dolphin may be exhibiting mating behavior due to the creature being seen trying to press its genitals against people. This is great for the water cooler. Waiting for your copies to be made at the office. Hey, did you hear about that dolphin shoving its nuts all over people? Yeah, fantastic. Ooh, this coffee's good. Oh my God, how fucking horrifying. Now, here's the thing. Many of the beachgoers, this is a quote from the article, many of the beachgoers were bitten after approaching or attempting to touch the animal. That the dolphin thought that these humans were giving hand jobs in the ocean. So it's like, yeah, I am so rock hard right now. And then boom, boom, boom. Nastiness. I'll tell you this, though. As somebody that swam with dolphins, on our honeymoon in Mexico. I was scared shitless, first of all. I'm not a strong swimmer, especially at the time. And those things bump up against you. They are so freaking strong. It's like a car bumping into you. And they're just getting to know you, feel out their surroundings. It's like getting bumped by a car. And imagine if one's horned up and trying to grind on you. Baby, when we're grinding, I get so excited. That's the fucking dolphin. That's the song going through his head. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking grind the shit out of this human. And people are getting injured for that, which is horrifying. What an awful way to get injured is by getting dry humped, or I guess wet humped, by a fucking dolphin. Holy cow. Now, when asked about the incidents, all the incidents, and if he was behind it, the dolphin, had to say this.
I've had some kinky sex.
Nobody else has that audio. I have exclusive audio of the dolphin reacting to these accusations.
I've had some kinky sex.
Now, I also have, I shouldn't play this soundbite, but I'm going to anyway. Now, we actually have audio of one of the said incidents. It's graphic. It's graphic, so turn up the volume.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm letting this go on too long. I'm sorry. If you actually turn that up and you're at the office place, your workplace, you're getting fired. I've got to be honest. You are in so much trouble. So tell us, Todd, why did you think it was appropriate to turn up the volume of what appears to sound like a man engaging in some sort of sexual intercourse? Why did you think that was good? Because Duff said I should. Who's this Duff fella? Okay, because he sounds like he's a bad influence. He does, Todd. You're going down some wrong paths. And it seems like he's leading the way. That's horrifying. All joking aside, you're going out for a swim. You see dolphins. You think, wow, this is so majestic. This is so great. And then all of a sudden it just starts, rubbing its junk on you. And it's powerful. It's just like really getting into you. Hopefully nobody's been penetrated. I know that sounds awful, but Jesus. I know that there's like some stories of some dolphin trainers back in the day getting pounded by a fucking dolphin. We don't need to go into that. You can Google that on your own time. I don't feel like going down that path. But that's horrific. But it also kind of reminds me of, we're kind of talking about what they are, what the animals are. They're animals. They're wild animals. They don't live by our rules. Listen, they attack a human. They start trying to get their rocks off on a human. Okay? That's their thing. We're in their territory. We're in the ocean. It's kind of like when people are surprised that orcas are nicknamed killer whales. Do you not know why they're called killer whales? Because they kill things. They kill fucking great white sharks, guys. Killer whales. It's not just a clever nickname. They will screw people up. And then when people have them in captivity, then you hear about these trainers that just get brutally killed by the killer whales. You're just like, should it be a shock? No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. It's in the name, folks. Now, that being said, dolphins, it's not like, dry humpers or whatever. They're not like nicknamed humpers, or I don't know why I keep saying humping. That's such a like a middle school thing to say. But hey, it came out of my mouth. That's weird. Middle school humor coming out of my brain. Wow, weird. So be careful next time you're in the ocean. Now you don't just have to worry about sharks. You don't have to worry about, eel. I don't know if too many people worry about eels, but other things like that. Now you got to worry about dolphins trying to bang you.
That's right. I believe that's my spirit animal.
Connery, hold on. Connery Duff, you said, what is your spirit animal? A freaking dolphin?
That's right, because it likes to bang, and let's be honest, that's what I like to do. Okay, I get it. Hey, speaking of that,
Oh, Connery, no.
what? All I'm saying is, how's your mother? Because I banged her last night.
Okay, Connery, go back to whatever, bridge that you'd like to hang out under.
The bridge where I banged your mother, is that what you're talking about?
Oh, God. I guess I kind of walked into that one. Anyway, be careful if you're swimming in the ocean because dolphins, they're going to get you. They're going to get you. Thanks, JR, for sending that in. If you want to be like JR and submit a story, something that you find interesting, if you're not sure if I've seen it or not, please go ahead. I like it. You can hit me up on my socials at DeHuff Podcast, or you can send me an email, dehuffpodcast@gmail.com. We got more coming your way. A shit ton is what the professionals might say. But first, High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's like an alcohol bar, but it's for cannabis. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Come on over. I don't know why I'm sounding like a robot. Go on over to High Society. You can buy product on site. You can consume on site. And then you know what? You can take the rest home. And it's really cool because they have something for everyone. They have a wide selection of flour. They got pre-rolls. They got concentrates. They got edibles. And they provide everything you need to consume it with, whether it's rolling papers, whether it's bongs, you name it, they got it. High Society has 7 big screen TVs. Plus, check this out. On those 7 big screen TVs, guess what they got to go along with that? They got the NFL Sunday ticket. So you can go over there on Sundays and watch your favorite NFL games and just hunker down, get high, and watch some football. How cool is that? And you can even, reserve some space to host a watch party, whatever it may be. So very cool. They got Nintendo Switches available to rent, tons of free board games. They got a quarter arcade with pinball machines, vintage Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and more. And it's a great place. There's always cool events going on over there that you can just, squeeze right into. It's a lot of fun. They got comedy shows, they got live music, open mic nights, drag bingo, craft nights, puff and paints, game nights, and they also got Texas Hold'em games. You got to go check them out. They're open daily from noon to 10. Happy hour runs noon to 4:20 Monday through Friday. That's something you need to write down because what a great time to go in there. High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's only 9 minutes from Coors Field. Like I said, it's open noon to 10. Got to be at least 21 or older to consume. No outside product, okay? You buy it there. It's High Society over at 7667 Washington Street. Just GPS to High Society. You know what? It's funny because I was going through trying to find some cool stories, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I have so many of these things that I need to just, I'm going to do something that I normally don't do. Let's just do it. Let's play a little game called That Can't Be Right.
What is happening?
Complete nonsense.
That can't be right. Oh my God. It's dumb. It's dumb. These are some things that I kind of want to talk about. But I think ultimately I don't want to talk about them because it just it makes my brain want to explode. There's an epic mongoose and cobra fight on an airplane tarmac the other day, and it delayed a bunch of flights. I don't really want to talk about that. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I would be fascinated if I'm in the terminal watching, be like, oh my God, who's gonna fucking win? Is it gonna be the mongoose or is it gonna be the cobra? Probably gonna be the mongoose, right? So that would be fascinating. I would be irritated as hell if for some stupid reason, my plane didn't take off because two animals were fighting. Fuck it, just drive the plane and then fly it, okay? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here, folks. Just a mongoose trying to lay down some wood against a fucking cobra. God. There was also something else that I don't really want to talk about, but geez, everybody seems to be talking about it. There was some rescued bald eagle. Yes, the national bird of the United States. So really cool. But it was rescued. They thought it was injured until they realized it was too fat to fly, not injured, because it was it ate a fucking raccoon. Hey, been there, bald eagle. Been there. I've been too fat to do a lot of things. I ate too much. I don't want to. I don't want to walk across the room. It's too far. Samesies. Okay, been there. Been there. I feel you, bald eagle. I feel you. Uh, this one's just creepy. There's an invasive fish with sharp human-like teeth discovered in a bunch of lakes. I believe it started in South America and it's made its way into the United States and it's in a bunch of these lakes and it multiplies like crazy and it's disgusting looking. But when you look at the face of it, it just kind of freaks me out. It looks like if you were to give a voice to it, it'd be like, "Hi guys, how's it going? Hey y'all, I'm a fish." And it has these big old goofy fucking teeth. "Hey guys, how's it going? I'm a fish." It's weird. Don't want to talk about it. I definitely don't want to talk about these last two. A man with the world's largest penis reveals the hardest things about his daily life. I don't want to hear about that. Jesus. Oh, it must be so tough having a high-end hog. Jeez. It would be hard. Literally. If your junk is like longer than my arm, that would be tough to find a mate. Because I imagine it would be like a novelty thing to say that you banged the dude, right? But ultimately, it's probably like way too painful. It's like those, if you ever go into a sex shop and you see those novelty giant freaking, they're usually like black or dark purple. I don't know why I know that, but I do. These giant dildos, and you're just like, what the fuck? Who would want that? Okay. I'm sure there's somebody out there that has a giant vagina that is just waiting for this guy. And she's like, I haven't been able to find pleasure ever in my life. If only there was somebody out there that could handle my giant vagina. And he's thinking the same thing. If there was only a giant vagina out there that could handle my giant dick. And then boom, if they ever met each other, that would be great. Hopefully they like each other. Hopefully one or the other doesn't have a horrible personality because it'd be nice physically for them to actually find somebody. Also, you know what? When it comes to who has the world's giant penis, does everybody am I missing out? Am I supposed to be going to like some measuring thing and like, okay, all right, get your erect penis and stick it in the tube. All right, it's part of the database now. Listen, I'm sure he has a giant one. It's significantly bigger than mine. But I'm sure there's somebody out there that has a bigger one. They just, keep it to themselves. They don't go like, hey, guys, check this out. Yeah, you thought the helicopter was cool when you did it in the mirror. Blowing people's toupees off with that thing because it's generating so much wind. That I just think it's funny. Maybe that's what the doctor was doing when he gave me a physical. He's like secretly measuring it. Probably not. He's like, it's probably in the best interest if we don't register this one, okay? For your sake, okay? And this guy is making a lot of noise because his mom is an OnlyFans model and he films all of her scenes and edits all her scenes. scenes. And he says, I treat it like a normal job. Your mom's either banging herself or has dudes over there banging her. And you think that that's like a normal job. No. I don't care. This kid's like between 18 and mid 20s, something like that. He is going to be fucked up the rest of his life. That's not normal. That's not okay. It's your mom. Sorry. Yeah, you find out that this guy ends up being like some twisted serial killer. You wonder where his origin story started? Right there. I'm not saying, but I'm saying, okay? Allegedly, that's where it's going to start. I say that for legal purposes so they don't come after me. Be like, what do you mean my son's going to be fucked up? He's editing your sex tapes, right? You're finger blasting yourself. Or you have some dude over there burying his 13-inch cock in you. You think that's okay for the son to see and edit and go, mom, stay with me on this. What's your focus here, okay? When you're gobbling his knob, what are you thinking about? Because it doesn't seem like you're in the scene, mom, okay? Right? I look at your eyes and they just, you feel like you're somewhere else, okay? Okay, get in the moment. Make me feel it, mom. It's just wrong. So screwed up. That guy's going to be fucked up. Put money on it. That one day you find out that guy is doing something horrible. Sorry, I hate to say it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay? I hope I'm wrong. But if you put anybody in that scenario and you were to do tests on it and follow somebody like that, most likely it's causing some damage. I want to be wrong on that. I hope I'm wrong. And it's no guarantee what I'm saying is going to be right. But let's be honest, that's not healthy. That ain't healthy. Watching your mom, chug on somebody's nuts. Anyway, you know what? We need to get into some leftovers. So let's jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
Whew, got out of that one quick. Holy crap. That's so awkward. Looking at the leftovers, yesterday we were talking about if someone steals your food at the office, how do you get them to stop? I had a couple more that I wanted to get into because they're funny. Now, Paul wrote in with kind of what a lot of people said, and he said, X-Lax cake will do it. And that was a very common comment, like what Paul said. Because, yeah, if somebody's stealing your food on a regular basis, you got to get them to stop. I think X-Lax, in all honesty, might be the nicest but really impactful thing to do. Because you give somebody bubble guts like that, that's beyond bubble guts. That's giving them like a fucking mudslide just, in their stomach. So that'll screw them up. Now, Albert wrote in this. He said, a ground down ghost pepper sprinkled over the food. That's kind of what I said yesterday. He said, one bite, maybe emergency room bound. Well, that's fucked up because a normal, not hot eating person could not hold up to a ghost pepper. I think there's some people out there that they can't handle spice. There's some, it's funny to me because it depends on the pepper, to be honest. There's times where I'll eat hot sauce and everybody around me is like, oh my God, that's horrible. And I eat it and it's fine. But then I've had it where I ate a hot sauce and I'm like, I'm doing the same thing, going, oh my God, this is horrible. And my daughter starts, drinking it out of the bottle. She's actually done that before. And she's like, I don't see what the big deal is. I'm like, what the hell? What kind of spawn of Satan are you? It's obviously, I'm kidding. If my daughter ever listens to this, you said I was the spawn of Satan. You're the one drinking hot sauce. Not me. So and there's some people that like they don't do hot sauce at all. At all. And I think that's kind of what Albert's saying is those people, if it's those people, they're going to be jacked up and they're going to freak the fuck out. Truth and stuff. I don't know what site that is, but they responded and they just said ghost peppers. I think that's the way to go. Now, here's the problem. Some people might go, oh no, you can't do that. What if they have an ulcer? If they have an ulcer, then dummies better not be fucking stealing people's food. If you have such a sensitive body to food, don't be stealing other people's food. Pretty simple, right? Mark is disgusting. Mark wrote, poop in it and let them enjoy. Mark, no. No. But I got to be honest. Giving somebody a shit sandwich, that's going to make them stop. Hopefully you would learn from that. Cuz if you do something like that, then the next week they come back and then you're like, somebody stole my food again. And you're like, dude, you ate a pile of shit last week. I know. Oddly enough, pretty good. Satisfying. Oh boy. That person needs to be fired. I'm sorry. That's just jacked up. Would you want somebody in your office that knowingly ate a pile of shit? Would you still want them on your staff? No, you wouldn't. No. Sorry. Not the kind of people I want to be working with. Now let's go to, Tim. Tim is our sales representative. I got to be honest, guys, as we're sitting down for this meeting, Tim ate a pile of shit last week and he's still here. And I'm debating whether or not to keep him on staff. Can we do a quick vote? Who wants to fire Tim? Aye, everybody's just raising their hands. Tim's a shit eater. Listen, if you tune into this show to have some great insight on things, you're mistaken. You're in the wrong room. Let's just say that. I'm here for the intelligent conversation. That's adorable. You're in the wrong place. Sorry. Down the hall. Jesus. Oh my God. Now, here's the thing, real quick, back to Mark's thing about pooping in, like, say, a sandwich. Is it yours? Is it from the cat? Because I would really like to see, like, it would be funny, like, if you're like, I know how to solve this problem. Here, let me take my sandwich to the restroom. And if you forget to lock the stall door, and then somebody walks into that stall to catch you pooping on a sandwich, then it backfires on you, Mark. Then you're gonna be that guy. You're gonna be the guy that somebody saw, caught you pooping on a sandwich. I just imagine walking in. Oh boy, I really need to use the restroom. Oh, the stall looks open because I don't notice feet under there. Maybe Mark has petite feet. And I open the stall door, because it's not locked. And then he's just like sitting there, pants to his ankles, like, really squatting down. And there's a, Subway Italian sub, That's wrong. And that's in your head right now. You're visualizing that and you're damaged. You are damaged. How's that sub treating you today? If you're eating right now, if you're eating a sub, just imagine there's a turd on top of it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining the show. You guys are fantastic. Listen, if you can't look at a day like today and smile, I feel bad for you. Like, sometimes life's tough. I've had people reach out to me and they thank me for, the stupid conversation, the silliness. And I've had people that have reached out to me say that they're fighting certain things, whether it's cancer or other illnesses, and they're in the hospital and they're dealing with um, the nonsense of that. And this is a way for them to escape that. Let that be this show for you. Sometimes life is tough. Sometimes life shits on you like a sandwich. Like you're the sandwich, right? Let this be the escape, okay? for at least however long the episode is. You can forget about the nonsense of the world and talk and listen and talk about dolphins, grinding on people. Listen, if it makes you smile, even for a little bit, that's good. That's good. Then I guess I'm doing my job. You guys are amazing. Thanks for supporting the show. I really appreciate it. If you could give it a nice review wherever you're listening. Big thanks to High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge, and of course, Bet Online. It's the Huff Uncensored. You guys are amazing. Have a fantastic day. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.